Hi, my name is Gordon Vale. I'm head of product biology at Syngenta, and I'm happy to be here today to provide you a product update. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to go through all the products. I've picked out a few of the key ones which I think will be relevant and of interest to the IR4 stakeholders. I'm also going to turn the video off now. File will just be too large and I won't be able to email it. The first product update I'm going to talk about is abamectin. Re-registration is now complete for abamectin. We have added some language to the label around spray drift and advisories on spray drift. We also now have medium or coarser size droplets on the label. For the Agrimec SC brand, we have new uses approved. We've added the legume vegetable crop group, which includes 6A, 6B, and 6C. We also have expanded the tropical fruit crop group to 24A. And then we also have completed various crop group conversions to the label. We also have the California label registration pending. An update on imamectin benzoate. The re-registration is now complete. Similar to abamectin, we've also added mandated spray drift language and advisories to the Proclaim label. We also have droplet size of fine or coarser is still allowed in tree crops, but all other crops are now going to require medium or coarser texture droplets. The annual maximum rate across the label has actually changed. The rate per application has not changed, but the total has. For all crops except for brassica, we've gone from 6 applications at 4.8 ounces down to 3 applications at 4.8 ounces. And for the brassica crops, we had 6 applications and we're now down to 4 applications. We have several new uses for the Reclaim 5G label. Those uses were granted last August, including artichoke, cherries in the subgroup 1212A, cucurbits in crop group 9, herbs in crop subgroup 19A, and then several crop group conversions have also been completed. The pending label submission to California is currently in the works. Pideflumethafen. This is the AI in our Mirvis brands. This table shows a chronological view of the crop extensions. You can see across the top here the Mirvis family of brands. And then down the left side here, you can see the years of the crop registrations. At the top is what's approved now: wheat, potatoes, grapes, foliar and leafy veg. And then in 2019, 2020, so these are registrations that are coming in the near future. And you can see in purple here, we've identified some of those that came through the IR4 and PMC group. Stone fruits specifically, strawberries and blueberries. And then if we look a little further out in 2021 and 2022, we've got ginseng, hops, caneberries also coming in the future. For the Syngenta oomycete portfolio, which includes Arondis, Arondis Gold, Arondis Ultra, Ridamil Gold, and Revis, this is a view of the crop extensions that have occurred and those that are in the plan. Focusing on 2020 and beyond, we have several things in the works, and you can see those crops highlighted in purple are through IR4 projects. We have pomegranates and avocados, hops, strawberries, bushberries. We're expecting all those registrations to happen sometime in 2020. We look a little further out in 2021 and 2022, we're adding several crops, including sugarcane, peanuts, and another IR4 project, lima beans. For S-metolachlor, we still have several projects ongoing. It's kind of amazing when you think about the history of S-metolachlor and how many crops and crop groups IR4 has got registered for this product. Is pretty phenomenal. Some of the things that are going on right now, we're looking at spinach, reducing the PHI. We also have dill and rosemary pending at EPA. We also have additional projects with leafy greens and quinoa, looking at doing some submissions soon, and also doing further testing on some of the mustard green, even camelina, looking to the future, and also chia. So just a lot of activity still going with SMOC and dual magnum. As I was preparing for this update today, I reached out to some of our technical managers for input, and Mark Kitt, who's a technical manager for SMOC, provided me this story, and I think it's a really good way to tell the story of how Syngenta and IR4 and some of the key stakeholders have been collaborating, and he calls this the quinoa SMOC IR4 project collaboration story. They were looking to get an EPA submission together. He got contacted to build the draft use for directions, but it was very important to get the key stakeholders involved. Some of the challenges was that the application timing to SMOC and quinoa selectivity is really tricky. Plus, there's no current registered herbicides in quinoa. So the team below got together quickly and they agreed the draft use for directions. And they also got together and talked about what additional research needs to be done in the future to support this label. So I think it's a really good story here. It involves multiple universities. It involves a grower group. It involves IR4. It involves Syngenta. I think this is a good example of how the IR4 collaboration with industry is meant to work. An update on the fluazafop P-butyl minor crop uses. This is for Fusilade DX. There's been a lot of work ongoing over the years through the IR4 project, and these are some of the new submissions that are being planned for 2020 and 2021. So going in 2020, chives, cauliflower, celery, arugula, papaya, citrus, stone fruits, broccoli, and cabbage. For next year, they're going to submit for radishes, and then the other three crops, coriander, endive, and chili pepper, are still to be determined. But a lot of activity going on here. We're getting closer to finalization of these labels, and hopefully we'll be seeing some uses come out on the other side in the not too distant future. An update on the bicyclopyrone new crop submissions. Many of you will recognize bicyclopyrone as being a key component in the brand Acuron, which is sold in corn. We just recently submitted 16 crops to EPA for approval. We're expecting all these crops to be approved by the fourth quarter of 2021, with labels to be following shortly thereafter. The crops include lemongrass, rosemary, wormwood, horseradish, sweet potato, timothy, banana, plantain, papaya, watermelon, strawberry, broccoli, hops, onions, and garlic. I want to point out that the dry bulb onion and the green onion were done and delivered through the IR4 project. So thanks to everybody who was involved in those crops. This last slide here identifies the IR4 projects that have been deemed researchable by Syngenta. You can see the list of fungicides, herbicides, and insecticides here. The caveat is that we still have some time between now and the food use workshop. So if you see a project or if you have a project that's not on this list, doesn't necessarily mean it won't be supported. We just may not have gotten to it yet. But there's also going to be additional projects come forward between now and September. So I just show this as a reference. If anybody has any specific questions on anything here, or if you have anything that you think should be here and you're not seeing it, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present to IR4 and the IR4 network. I know I went through a lot of information here and I hit the highlights. There may be some detailed questions that folks have around application timings, rates, things like that. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.